Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I don't really recognize myself anymore? Not physically, but something deeper, like your personality, your priorities, your reactions to things. They've all shifted somehow. If you're nodding right now, you're not alone. And you're not imagining it either. The pandemic didn't just change our world, it changed us. And I don't mean in the inspirational Instagram quote kind of way. I mean in the actual neurological, psychological restructuring of who we are as people. I first noticed this in myself about a year after lockdowns began. Things that used to energize me suddenly felt exhausting. Social situations that I once navigated easily now felt awkward and overwhelming. My tolerance for certain people and situations had completely changed. My priorities had shifted dramatically. At first, I thought it was just me. Maybe I was depressed. Maybe I was just getting older. But then I started noticing the same patterns in friends, family, colleagues, even strangers on the internet. We were all experiencing this strange sense of being slightly different people than we were before. So I dug into the research, and what I discovered was fascinating. It turns out that what we experienced wasn't just stress or temporary adaptation. It was actual personality change. And there's solid science explaining why. Here's what happened. Our personalities aren't as fixed as we once thought. While we do have certain core traits, these traits can shift significantly during periods of extreme stress, isolation, or major life disruption. Exactly what the pandemic provided. Psychologists call this post-traumatic personality change. It's well documented in people who've experienced major trauma, but what's unprecedented is seeing it happen collectively across billions of people all at once. The pandemic essentially put us through a global psychological experiment that none of us consented to, and now we're all dealing with the results. So, what exactly changed? Research shows that the pandemic affected 5 key areas of personality. First, our extroversion-introversion balance shifted. Many people who were previously extroverted found themselves enjoying solitude more, while some introverts discovered they needed social connection more than they realized. The simple categories we used to put ourselves in no longer fit. Second, our openness to new experiences transformed. Some people developed a hunger for novelty after being restricted for so long, while others became more cautious and security-focused. This explains why some of your friends are now traveling the world, while others barely leave their neighborhood. Third, our conscientiousness, our ability to stay organized, focused, and disciplined, took a hit for many people. If you're finding it harder to concentrate or stay on task, it's not just you. The chronic stress of the pandemic literally changed how our brains process information and maintain attention. Fourth, our agreeableness shifted. Some people became more compassionate and community-minded, while others became more self-protective and boundary-focused. This explains some of the new conflicts in relationships that seemed solid before. Finally, our emotional stability was affected. Many people are experiencing heightened anxiety, mood fluctuations, or emotional responses that don't seem to fit their pre-pandemic personality. Now, here's what nobody tells you about these changes. They're not necessarily bad. They're not something to fix or get over. They're adaptations to an unprecedented global event. In many ways, they're your brain doing exactly what it's supposed to do, adjusting to a changed environment. The problem isn't that you've changed. The problem is that you're trying to fit your new self into your old life, your old self-concept, your old expectations. It's like trying to wear shoes that no longer fit and blaming your feet. So what do you do with this information? How do you navigate life when you feel like a different person? First, acknowledge the change. Stop gaslighting yourself into thinking you should be exactly who you were before. You experienced a global pandemic. It changed you. That's normal. Second, get curious about your new self. Instead of fighting against your changed preferences or reactions, explore them. What energizes you now? What drains you? What values have become more important? What's fallen away? Third, communicate these changes to important people in your life. Many relationship conflicts right now stem from unacknowledged personality shifts. Simply saying, "I've noticed I need more alone time than I used to," can prevent misunderstandings. Fourth, rebuild your life around who you are now, not who you were. This might mean changing certain routines, relationships, or environments to better suit your current personality. It's not giving up, it's evolving. Finally, remember that personality change isn't necessarily permanent. Some aspects may stay different, while others may gradually return to your pre-pandemic baseline. The key is patience and self-compassion during the process. Look, I'm not saying the pandemic gave us all multiple personality disorder. The changes are usually subtle shifts, not complete transformations. You're still you, just a slightly different version of you, and that's okay. The world isn't going to stop throwing unprecedented challenges our way. Climate change, technological disruption, political upheaval. We're living in an era of constant change. The ability to adapt, to allow yourself to be changed by experience rather than broken by it, isn't weakness. It's the definition of resilience. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I don't know who I am anymore after the pandemic, try reframing it. You know exactly who you are. You're the person who survived a global crisis and evolved in response. That's not something to fix. That's something to honor. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe for more no BS advice on emotional clarity. I post new videos every week that cut through the fluff and give you actual tools you can use. And if you've noticed changes in yourself since the pandemic, drop them in the comments below. I read every comment, and I'm always looking for new perspectives to share. Until next time, remember, personality isn't fixed, it's fluid. And that's not a bug in the human system, it's a feature